Get some feedback and maybe what the Heat can do aside from getting healthy, what they could do to kind of recalibrate. Obviously, a long time, 15 years as a head coach. He looks so young still. You forget this guy played for a long time, 3-time NBA champion with the Lakers, was on good Pacers teams as well, battled the Knicks in the 90s. 15 years as a coach, as I said. It's Byron Scott. Coach, Tiki and Tierney, how you doing today, buddy? What's up, man?
What's going on? Not much. How you guys doing?
We're doing well. Okay, so, I mean, it's about as ominous a start as you could possibly imagine, where, you're down 30 midway through the third. 60% of your starting five gets hurt. Mm-hmm. Listen, the Lakers are going to win the series anyway, but what in the world can Spoelstra do at this point to try to make up for that size gap, which is such an obvious advantage for AD and LeBron? It's a big disadvantage for Miami. How do you coach around that, Byron?
Like you said, that's a big disadvantage. There's really not a whole lot you can do. You can try to gum up the game as much as possible, which is obviously playing a lot more zone. I remember a game we played against Miami when I was in New Orleans. Every time we scored, we went back in the zone. If we missed, we went back in man-to-man, and we had our rules on doubling Shaq in the post and doubling Dwayne on pick and roll. So, I mean, you just got to dummy it up as much as possible because obviously you are outmanned from a talent standpoint. And Miami is, like you just said, they're hurting. They got two of their key players that were hurt last night, and I don't think Dragic will probably be playing in the next game or the rest of the series, period. Bam might be a different story, but they're just at a huge disadvantage going into the series, and now you lose two of your best players. It's going to be hard.
Yeah. So tell us, did that zone after makes and man after misses, did it work?
We beat them.
Oh, nice. So yeah, it did.
I mean, Dwayne Wade still had a heck of a game, but we were able to kind of eliminate Shaq's touches, and every time he did touch it, we were able to double team him. So it did work. But and Miami is a team that is very smart. They could do something like this. We had a very smart team in New Orleans with Chris Paul and Tyson Chandler and David West and those guys. We were we had a very high basketball IQ on that team, so it was very easy to do. And I see Miami being that way too, along with being gritty. But it's like you said, when you're at a disadvantage like this, you got to throw something at them that they haven't seen. You got to try to keep them out balanced with zone and with man and with traps and with box and ones. I mean, you got to try to throw the gamut at them right now.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's like trying to stop Patrick Mahomes with the Kansas City Chiefs. You got to do everything, even if it doesn't work. Let me take a different angle here, Byron. Obviously, the Lakers are one of the great franchises in NBA history, and it's been a while. Can you speak to the relevance, the importance of what LeBron has done since he came here? Obviously, last year was disappointing. He got hurt and missed a ton of games. But this season in particular, it feels like the Lakers that I think I grew up watching and a lot of people around the country grew up watching.
Well, you know what? I just want to say something to all the Lakers fans that when LeBron first signed here, they were against it. Didn't like it, was upset, and I'm not being one of them because I love LeBron. I think LeBron is, he will go down as one of the greatest players that ever played in this game, if not the. There's going to be some debates on that stuff as well. But, I was happy he came here, and then, you followed over to AD. Those fans who were disappointed, now they're probably jumping back on the bandwagon. This is so big for the city of Los Angeles again, especially for the Lakers organization. To be relevant again is huge. Like you said, it's one of the best franchises in all of sports. This series right here, when they win it, I'm not going to say if because I know they're going to win this series. Now there are 17 championship banners that will be hanging up there, which ties the Boston Celtics. So it has a lot of meanings to this series that's going on right now. So I'm, very proud to have wore that purple and gold and excited about them being back in the finals. And it's been a while, 10 years since they won their last championship. And that's a drought for this organization. For a lot of organizations, that's no big deal, being gone that long. But for the Laker organizations and the Laker fans, that's a long, long time not to be relevant again.
Yeah, but Byron, what was the source of the either anger or discontent? Like when LeBron signed with the Lakers, why were people unhappy?
lot of people that were unhappy with big Kobe fans. And, they just didn't like the fact that LeBron was coming.
Okay.
And I don't know if it had anything to do with basketball. That's the thing about it. I know, Kobe was very happy that LeBron came here. He was excited that LeBron was coming to wear the purple and gold. He also knew that LeBron being here, would give, the organization a chance to be back at the top of the mountain again. So I think a lot of it just didn't have to do – it had nothing to do with basketball whatsoever. It was just the fact that you have a lot of, people in Los Angeles that love the hell out of KB, Kobe Bryant, which is understandable.
No doubt.
And they just didn't want, LeBron here for that reason only.
Okay.
I just don't think it had anything to do with basketball, to be honest with you.
I got you. Talking to Byron Scott and many championships, 3 with the Lakers, and when they were just running up and down and banging $130 on you, that team was phenomenal. This is a team we grew up with. Obviously, a lot of coaching benchmarks and high points. The Nets with getting them to the finals, and he's with us here on Tiki and Tierney, CBS Sports Radio. You've been around the game for a long time, and you really were a good player. You can D, you can shoot, you can get to the rim. I've always trusted your basketball acumen and your instincts, and I'm curious how you answer this. When you consider everything, Byron, is it a stretch? Because Tiki and I were talking about this yesterday. I was pointing out just the basketball life of Pat Riley. Are we at win or lose? Are we at a point that you can make a case that even more so than Red Auerbach, even more so than Jerry West, has Pat Riley had maybe the best basketball career encompassing everything of anybody in the history of basketball?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. You talk about from his playing days, he won a championship as a player, from his coaching days where he was able to win multiple championships with the Lakers, going over to coach New York where he changed the whole culture of that organization. They didn't win a championship, but they were relevant every single season. Yep. To go to Miami to win a championship and then to go in the front office, see what he's done with Eric Spoelstra, see what he's done with this organization and the roster that they put together. If you look at his resume and what he's been able to accomplish in the NBA, from a player to an executive, I think he's one of the greatest ever to do it in the game. I don't think that's a stretch of the imagination whatsoever, because that's how I look at it. I look at everything that he has accomplished in this game of basketball, from player to present day. I don't know if there's anybody who's been more successful than Pat Riley.
Yeah, no, it's hard to argue that. We talked about it a couple of days ago, and you're confirming, the reality of it. What was the number, BT? 20-something%?
25% of 74 NBA Finals crazy. Pat Riley's been a part of on some level, Byron. 25%.
That's a crazy number.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
When you throw numbers like that, that's like Tiger back in the day when he was winning tournaments.
That's right.
So he was winning 30% of golf tournaments, which is still unheard of as well.
Yeah, that's right.
That's 3 out of 10 golf tournaments that he entered, he won. And, most guys in golf at that particular time, if you won 3 a year, that was unbelievable. So you look at those numbers, 25 out of 74 that Rob's been involved in some capacity. That's an unbelievable number.
Yeah, no, that is enough. We only have about a minute left here, Byron. Magic Johnson was such a big part of bringing LeBron. We know it ended oddly, with him kind of throwing shade at Rob Pelinka. Is everything copacetic with the Lakers and Magic, and obviously with the Kobe thing happening and Pelinka, obviously their relationship, and Jeannie Buss? Is everything cool here?
I'm not sure. Because of COVID-19, I haven't seen Irvin. I haven't seen a whole lot of people, as you guys probably know, and probably on, in your circle of friends, you probably haven't seen a whole lot of people as well. So I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I can tell you this, and I'm sure Irvin is feeling a bit of, a lot of pride in what he was able to kind of put together with Rob Pelinka, because I'm not taking nothing from Rob, because I think Rob's done a great job with the organization. But those two guys together, were able to get LeBron James. Those two guys together talked about AD. AD ends up here. And then when Magic left, obviously Rod had to fill out the roster and did a heck of a job of doing that. So I don't know if everything is copacetic. If I had to guess, I would say yes, it is, especially with Jeannie and Magic. But as far as Rob and Magic, I don't know. what that dynamic is. But I would hope that, the water is under the bridge, everything is cool, and everybody's moved on. And both of those guys, along with Jenny, are sitting back right now enjoying this run and looking forward to holding up that trophy and putting a parade, a virtual parade, I guess.
Yeah, right. Hey, Byron.
It won't be one going down to L.A., that's for sure.
I hear you. We love.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when we drop fresh content.